and this will continue for, I guess, till for 1 month, till this kind of systems persists. Okay, so let's so basically we'll focus mainly on, as for now we'll focus mainly on the number system as your NCERT books, because you have not got, I think you have not received any of your seekers material yet. Okay, maybe through PDF you can send, but as for now we'll focus on NCERT. Okay, so let's start. So we'll start with the first chapter. We'll start with the first chapter of your NCERT, which is number system. Okay, so basically the first thing is, that why do we actually need a number system, and why do we actually need to define different numbers, different kind of numbers, such as natural number and whole numbers, real numbers, and rational expressions, and so on. See, suppose if I have to write that all the counting numbers, just read all the counting numbers all the counting numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and so on. Okay. Again, if I have to write that all these numbers, again, if somebody is writing that what are all counting numbers, again, if somebody is telling what are counting numbers, so I do not want to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on up to infinity again and again and again. Okay. If I do not want to write it again and again and again, I have to represent it with a name. Think of it as, suppose if somebody wants to call you, that person will not be talking about your features, that this person, this height, this colored eyes, this colored face, they are this much long hair. They don't want to talk about all the features again and again and again. So what we'll do, we will name such numbers. We'll give a name to such numbers and to the collection of numbers, and whenever we are talking about these numbers, we'll call out that name. Okay, so let's look at the first very basic names which you have already dealt before. So first name you came across is natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers are represented with the notation n. In maths, natural number will be denoted by a number n, the name n. Okay, the natural numbers start from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, and these numbers are endless. Okay, this will continue up to infinity. Okay, next is your whole numbers. Okay, whole numbers generally will be represented by W. In maths, whole numbers will be represented by W. Okay, and whole numbers, these numbers are just, you can say that these numbers are natural numbers including 0. These numbers are natural numbers including 0. So I can write 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay. Again, if you have already seen what sets are, natural number is a set of such numbers. Natural number is a set of such numbers which are also known as counting numbers. Okay. Whole number is a set of natural numbers including 0. We can say that whole number is a set of natural numbers including 0. Whole number is a set of natural number including 0. Okay. Now see, what we will do is first that we will see what is a number line. After doing these two, we'll see what is number line. Okay. So if I draw a line, I'll draw a straight line, and what I'll do, I will put a reference point. Reference point means what? From this point, we will start looking on the right and on the left. So this becomes my reference point. Understood? So suppose if I'm talking about a reference point 0, and now if suppose if you are standing at a particular, if you are standing on a particular line, now there are two ways of moving. There are two ways of moving. First, you can move in the right side or you can move in front. Okay, you can say this is a right side or front. Okay, and the other way of moving is back side. Okay, one moving right side or front, and the other way of moving from this reference point is back side or left. Okay, so for our convenience and so that everyone will be talking, when we are talking about right side, we will be talking about some set of numbers, and when we are moving on the back side or left side, we are talking about some set of numbers. We'll make a number line unique for everyone. Okay, so what we'll do, that we'll say that whenever we are moving on the right side, we will start with 0, then we'll move on to 1. Okay, then we'll move on to 2, then we'll move on to 3, and so on in ascending orders. Okay, in ascending orders. So what happens with these numbers? If I'll talk about these numbers, what are these numbers? What is the name of these numbers? These numbers are natural numbers. Okay, from starting, we have taken a reference point. When we are moving on the right side, when we come across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, these numbers, the collection we call them as natural numbers. Okay. Now, second, including 0 and these natural numbers, we call these numbers as whole numbers. We call these numbers as whole numbers. Fine. So this part is okay. This part is okay. This part we have already done. Fine. Now the thing is, what happens if we move backwards? What happens if we move backwards? So if, for a simple notation, if we are moving in front, we are taking positive. If we are moving in front, we are taking positive. Now the opposite of positive is negative, right? So when we are moving in front, we are taking this as positive. So what happens if we move backwards? We will take them as negative. So positive, and we move backward negative. -1, -2, -3, and so on. Understood? So now, because we have given name to them, we'll also try to give name to this. So what we'll do, we'll say that because this is plus and minus and plus and minus and plus and minus, +1 -1, +2 -2, +3 -3, +0 -0 will be same thing. So that's why we are representing it first. So what we'll do, we'll call these collection of numbers, as integers. Integers will be represented as Z, or sometimes will be represented as I. Okay, these are integers. Okay, so integers, you can say, is a set of numbers which include 0, +-1, +-2, +-3, +-4, and so on. Fine. You can write 0, +, minus, and so on. Understood? So this is a set of integers. This is okay. Now we have seen natural numbers, we have seen whole numbers, and we have seen integers. Okay. In this integer also, first there is a small subcategory. I'll show you. Just a name given. So integers will be suppose starting from 0, -1, +1, -2, +2, -3, +3, and so on, and this will also go. So from -infinity, minus a very large negative integer, to 0, and then 1 to infinity. Okay. So now we will give a name. We'll give a name to them. So these from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, we will also call them as positive integers. Positive integers. Okay. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, we'll call them as positive integers. Understood? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and so on, we'll call them as negative integers. Negative integers. We'll call them as negative integers. So this should be very clear that positive integers starts with +1 and negative integers ends at -1. Okay, so plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, and negative integers minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus. Okay, now you say, sir, why we are so biased towards 0? Why we are so biased towards 0? Why we are excluding 0 all the time? Suppose if I have to include 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then what will you call that in terms of integers? So what happens if we include 0? If we include 0, then this part was known as negative. This part was known as negative. So remaining, we will call them as non-negative integers. Non-negative integers. Okay. So non-negative integers start from where? Non-negative integers start with 0. Basically, whatever is non-negative. Whatever is non-negative. So negative was minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on. So non-negative will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Everyone understood? I hope this is clear. Fine. Very good. Now next is, again, if we have given non-negative, so we can also say something is non-positive. So non-positive will be from 0, whatever is not positive. So this was positive, remaining everything will be non-positive. Non-positive integers. Okay, so left side will be including 0, left side will be, this part will be non-negative, non-positive. This will be non-negative, positive, and negative. Okay, so quickly I want you to do one thing. You will just write negative integers, positive integers, non-negative integers, and non-positive integers, and write the set starting from 0, 1, whatever I've told. Just write the set first, fast. Fine. I hope everybody is written. Fine. Very good. Now see. Suppose if you look at the number line once again, we look at the number lines once again. So the reference point was 0. Now we have moved way past beyond reference point. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have minus 1, we have minus 2, we have minus 3, we have minus 4, and so on. 4 and so on and so on. Now I will say, sir, we have discussed about these points when we are jumping by 1. Every time I'm jumping by 1, jumping by 1. Every time we are jumping every number by 1. Here I'm also jumping by 1, jumping by 1, and so on. What happens if I do not make a jump of 1? What happens if I make a jump of half? What happens if I make a jump of 1 by 3? Or third? What if I make a jump of 1 by 4? What if I make a jump of 1 by 5, and so on? That means if you make a jump of 1 by 2, you will come across in between the numbers. For example, suppose from 0, if I move half a distance on the right, I will come across 1 by 2. If from 1 I will move half a distance towards right, so I will come across 1 plus 1 by 2. If I will move half a distance from 2, I will come across 2 plus 1 by 2. Okay, that means on number line, apart from these good looking numbers, we have some ugly looking decimal numbers also. Okay, I'm calling them ugly looking decimal numbers because they have 1 point something, 2 point something, 3 point something, 4 point something, and so on, and which the list keeps on going. Okay, so apart from these good looking numbers, we have some numbers which are not fancy as these are, like integers. Okay, so what happens? That means in between 0 and 1, if I magnify this part, if I'll magnify this part in between 0 and 1, okay, I will have numbers like 0.1, then 0.2, then 0.3, then 0.4, then 0.5, and so on till it reaches 1. Okay, 0, or I'll write 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and then 1. Okay, so that it will be even. Okay, so 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1. Okay, now again, if I magnify between these two, what will I get? Again, if I magnify this between 0 and 0.2, so this is suppose 0 and this is 0.2. So this will become 0.21, 0.22, sorry, 0.21, 0.211, 0.212, and so on, right? So if we keep on magnifying in between any two numbers, we can get infinite numbers. For example, if I say write any two numbers between 1.2 and 1.8. Write any two numbers between 1.2 and 1.8. What will you say? Sir, 1.3 and 1.5, or 1.3 and 1.4, and so on, right? If I say write any two numbers between 1.2 and 1.21, 1.2 and 1.21, then you will think about it for a second, and then you say, okay, sir, between 1.2 and 1.21 you are saying, right? So what I'll do, I will write it as 1.200 and 1.210. Fine. I can write 1.2 as 1.200, and I can write 1.21 as 1.210. This is okay. This is same. Now, in between these two, now it is more easier for you to visualize. So the first number which I can write is, what I am coming across is 1.201. And the second number is 1.202. But these two numbers will lie in between them. Okay, this number is greater than 1.200, and this number is less than 1.210. Understood? Everyone understood? Yes. If I subtract this from this, I will get positive, and if I subtract this from this, I will get negative. So that means these numbers are greater than this and less than this, right? So that means the thing which I'm trying to say is that between every number there is a possibility of infinite numbers. You can keep on continuing. You can keep on writing numbers and numbers and numbers, but it will never end. Understood? So what we can do is, first thing, what we do best is, first we will call it a name and we'll put these numbers in a bag. First we'll call it a name and we'll put these numbers in a bag, so that it will be easy for me to know what number I'm talking about. Fine. So first thing, I will put a name to the numbers, to such numbers. So first such numbers which lie between any two good looking numbers or these good looking numbers, we call them as rational numbers. Rational numbers. Now see, the properties of a rational number is very, very basic. The property of a rational number is very basic and very easy to remember. The rational number is very easy to remember. Any number you come across, which is of the form of P by Q. Any number you come across which is of the form of P by Q, where P and Q belongs to integer. Where P and Q belongs to integer, but Q should not be equals to 0. Rational numbers are of the form of P by Q, where P and Q belongs to integer and Q should not be equal to 0. Just write this once. Okay. So what are rational numbers? Rational numbers are nothing but P by Q, any number, P by Q, and Q should not be equal to 0. Denominator cannot be equal to 0 in maths. This is not possible. We do not know. This is not defined. When denominator is 0, remember in maths, when denominator is 0, we do not know what happens. That is why we will say that when denominator is 0, it is undefined. Till now, we have not been able to define what happens when the denominator becomes 0. Okay, 1 by 0, we do not know what happens. 2 by 0, we do not know what happens. Understood? So when the, when the denominator is 0, that means it is undefined. That means when P by Q we are writing as P and Q belongs to integers, we will say that Q does not belong to 0. Q is not equal to 0. Fine? Everything is okay? Okay, so let's see. Let's see some examples. So rational numbers. Rational numbers will be represented by Q. Rational number will be represented by Q. Okay, fine. This is just a notation. Okay, so let's see some basic rational numbers by 1 by 2. 1 by 2. In this, what is P? This is P. And what is Q? This is Q. Okay. 3 by 5. What is P? This is P. What is Q? This is Q. Minus 2 by 5. What is P? This is P. What is Q? This is Q. Now in this, you can take P as minus 2, or you can take P as 2, and you can take Q as 5 or minus 5, anything. It won't make any difference. Okay. Now you can say that, sir, you represented natural numbers. I represented natural numbers. Yes. So 1 by 1 is it also a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number. Because 1 by 1 is nothing but 1. So what happens? This becomes P and this becomes Q. Okay. So you can say when Q becomes 1, when the denominator becomes 1, we will get natural, or in a bigger aspect, we will get an integer. So suppose we have minus 2. Minus 2 can be represented as minus 2 upon 1. Right? So minus 2 becomes P and 1 becomes Q. Minus 2 becomes P and 1 becomes Q. Everybody understood? Fine? Okay. Now see, these were the very simple examples. These were very simple examples of rational numbers, but this is directly I'm writing. Fine. Now suppose a number is given as 0.5. A number given as 0.5. Now see, this number 0.5 is more than 0 and less than 1. So this is lying between 1 and this is lying between 0 and 1. I hope this is okay. This is lying between 0 and 1. Now I want you to represent this number in the form of P by Q form. In the form of P by Q form. So 0.5 I want to represent in the form of P by Q. And think about it. What will be the value of P and what will be the value of Q? Okay, so let's see. 0.5 can be represented as 5 by 10. By 5 by 10 will become 0.5, right? And 5 by 10 can be represented as 1 by 2. Okay, 5 by 10 and 1 by 2 are exactly same, right? So in my simplest form, this will become P and this will become Q. In the simplest form, this will become P and this will become Q. Okay. However, if you want to terminate at this point also, this will become P and this will become Q. Understood? P is also integer, Q is also integer. Okay. This was in case of 0.5. Fine. Now see, next example which I can take is minus 1.2 minus 1.2. Let's see what will you get. Write this also in the simplest form in P by Q form. P by Q form in the simplest form. Minus of 1 by 2. And think about it, what will be the value of P and what will be the value of Q? Okay, so I hope you must have got. So this is minus 1.2 I can write as 12 by 10. By 1.2 I can write as 12 by 10. And when I simplify this thing, this will become minus 6 by 5. Okay, so this will become minus 6 by 5. So I can write P. So the two possible cases I will come across this one is, first, P is equals to minus 6 and Q is equals to 5. This is first case. My P is negative and Q is 5. The second case will be P can be 6 and Q can be minus 5. Okay, one of the cases that P is equals to minus 6 and Q is equals to minus 5. So P by Q will give you minus 1.2. Understood? Now when the second case is P is equals to 6 and Q is equals to minus 5, again you will get minus 1.2. Okay, so that means this is also fine and this is also fine. Okay, so we have got P by Q form. Okay, so that means any number, any such number, we can represent it in P by Q form. Okay, and suppose if I write minus 1.222, minus 1.222, or minus 1.345, or minus 1.89, or minus 10.98, or minus 11.65, and so on. I can keep on continuing and keep on infinite number of such numbers. Right? What will I do? I'll simply take off this decimal. I will write this by 1000, by 1000, by 100, by 100, by 100. And if it gets cancelled out, if something gets cancelled out, if something is solved to a simpler form, that is simpler form. Otherwise, you will get P by Q as it is. Okay. Now see, what is similar in all these numbers? What is similar in all these numbers? What is a similar thing in all these numbers? First thing which is similar is all have decimals. First thing similar is all have decimals, right? All have decimals. But a second thing which you have not noticed is that all these numbers are terminating at a particular point. All these numbers are terminating at a particular point. What do I mean by terminating? By, is there anything after 2? Is there anything after 2? Nothing. So that means it terminated at this point. 1 minus 1.222. I'm not saying anything after 2. It is not 1.225, 1.226, 1.223. No, it is 1.222, and after this there is nothing. It terminated at this point. This number, it terminated at this point. This number, it terminated at this point. This number, it terminated at 8. This number, it terminated at 5. Okay. Suppose if I write minus 5. Suppose if I write 2. Minus 5 terminated at this. And 2 terminated at this. Minus 0.5 terminated at this. Minus 1.2. So that means what I am trying to say is that the similar point between all these numbers is that all these numbers got terminated at a particular point. Understood? All these numbers get terminated at a particular point. Fine. For example, 1.897326458817. If I write this number, what do you say? Sir, this is okay. Again, this number has its limitation. This number got terminated here. Right? So this number got terminated at 7, or we can find out the decimal value at which decimal place it got terminated. It is not extending out of 7. Fine. Now let's see a number. Now we are talking about, sir, you are talking about so much about terminating. What happens if it is not terminating? What happens if it is not terminating? For example, I want all of you to divide 5 by 3. I want all of you to divide 5 by 3 and see what kind of a number you will get. I hope all of you must have realized that if you divide 5 by 3, the best way or the way which I just usually do in a very childish way, which is 5 by 3, 3 ones are 3, this is 2.06, 18, again 2, again 0, 6, again 18, and so on. So this 6 keeps on going till infinity. So that means 5 by 3 can be represented as 1.66666666 and so on. Right? Now see, the difference between this number and this number is what? That this number got terminated at 7. This number has its limit. This number was up to a certain point. This number was up to 7 at a certain decimal point, at a certain decimal figure. But this is a never ending number. This is a never ending number. 1.666666 and so on. So generally, to deal with such numbers, we will represent it as 1.6 bar. We'll deal these numbers at 1.6 bar, if you remember. Yes. Now, suppose if I'll write 1.3 bar. Again, this number and this number. What is the difference? This is non-terminating. 1.8 bar, non-terminating. 1.43 bar, non-terminating. 1.623 bar, non-terminating. So these numbers are non-terminating. That means they are never ending. This thing will keep on repeating. This 8 will keep on repeating. This 43 will keep on repeating. This 3 will keep on repeating. These numbers are non-terminating. Fine. So also, if you notice that in this example, when I asked you to divide 5 by 3, this number is what kind of a number? Is this number rational number? Yes, this number is rational number. What is P? P is 5. And what is Q? Q is 3. Understood? So that means if I write this number in this form, this number comes out to be a non-terminating number. P by Q, when I'll do the division, this number is coming out to be 1.666, which is actually originally it was a rational number. Understood? And this is which kind of a number? Non-terminating. Understood? This number is non-terminating and it's a rational number. But what is similar in this? There is one more similarity in between all these numbers. I'll show you. So 1.6, 1.3, 1.8. 1.6, 1.3 bar, 1.8 bar, 1.243 bar, or 1.897 bar, and so on. There is a similarity between these numbers. More than one similarity. First is that all these numbers are non-terminating. These numbers are never ending. They will keep on going. You can never write an end to this number. You can write till infinity. Okay. Fine. Next is, let's see. If I write this number, this is 1.6. Again, which number I have to write again? 6. Again, which number I have to write again? 6. Again, which number I have to write again? 6, and so on. Understood? For this one, 1.3, which number I have to write? 3, again 3, and so on. In this 1.8, next number 8, next number 8, and so on. This bar is on 43. This number, if I write, this will be 1.2, this will be 1.2, 43. The next numbers will be 43, the next numbers will be 43, and so on. In this case, 1.897, the next number will be 897, the next number will be 897, and so on. Fine. Now, if you have noticed by now that the similarity between these numbers is, let's see, these are non-terminating. They are not ending anywhere, but this is repeating itself. 3 is repeating itself. 8 is repeating itself. 43 is repeating itself. 897 is repeating itself. Understood? Suppose if I write a number like 1.4893 bar. So this number will be 1.489333 and so on. So which number is repeating? This 3 part is repeating continuously till infinite. Understood? Everybody understood? So what are the 2 special characteristics of such kind of numbers? What are the 2 special characteristics of such kind of number? They are first non-terminating, okay? They are non-terminating, and the second property is that they are repeating themselves. Understood? So that means non-terminating and repeating. Or non-terminating, repeating I can write in a better word. In maths we will write this as recurring. Non-terminating and recurring. Recurring means again and again. This 6 will occur again and again. This 3 will occur again and again. This 8 will occur again and again. This 43 will occur again and again. This 897 again and again. This 3. So that means the 2 properties of these numbers are they are non-terminating and recurring numbers. Understood? So the previous rational numbers we have seen. Rational numbers we have seen that 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. They are very easy rational numbers, right? Then we have seen something in decimal like 1.2, 1.3, 1.8, 1.9 and so on. These are also rational numbers, right? These are easy to represent rational number. Then we have seen the rational number which are of this form. That means non-terminating and recurring. This everybody understood? That means rational numbers can be of 2 forms. Rational numbers can be of 2 forms. First is terminating, okay, and second is non-terminating but recurring. This part is very important. They are not terminating, but these numbers are recurring in nature. Okay. So basically, we have seen rational numbers as 2 different broad category. First is terminating, and second is non-terminating but recurring. Example, if I can write 1, 2, 3, 8.9, 7.9, 17.5, 111.9, 0.8 and so on. So all these numbers are terminating at a certain point. All these numbers are terminating at a certain point. The termination point is this. Right? And then second kind of number is non-terminating but recurring. That is, for example, 0.3 bar, 0.8 bar, 0.98 bar, 0.345 bar, 8.5 bar, 11.375 and so on. So these are non-terminating but recurring. Fine? Non-terminating but recurring. I hope this part is okay for everyone. Okay? Fine. So we have already seen that these non-recurring will be of the form of P by Q. These non-recurring will be these non-terminating and recurring, these kind of numbers will be of the form of rational numbers. That means we can represent these rational numbers. By P by Q form. Fine. Now see, I have come across some such numbers: 0.345 bar, 0.98 bar, 0.8 bar, 11.375 bar. Now, sir, if I come across such number, this might be a question. If I come across such number, how can I write this number into P by Q? But if I come across such recurring number, non-terminating recurring, then there should be a method. There should be a method to write these numbers into P by Q form also. Yes or no? But we should know na, कि these numbers are in this form, so we should know that these numbers are in P by Q form. Okay, so there is a trick. There is a trick to represent these numbers into P by Q. Okay, there is a trick to represent these numbers into P by Q. Okay, see, the trick is if you come across any such number, which is non-terminating and recurring, that means non-terminating and recurring. For example, 0.3 bar. Suppose 0.3 bar. So here, how many terms are repeating? Here, how many terms are repeating? Only one. So here only one term is repeating. Only one term is repeating. Okay. So what I will take this number as K. I will take this number as K. Fine. Now what I will do? I will multiply this number. So suppose only one term was repeating. So I will multiply this number with 10 to the power 1. So I will multiply this number with 0.3 bar into 10 to the power 1. K into 10 to the power 1 on both sides. Okay. So on the right side, what will I get? 10K. And on the left side, I will get 3.3 bar. Just look at this. This number was 0.333 and so on. This number was 0.33 and so on. If I multiply this number with 10, this point will come on this side. So this will become 3.333 and so on. So this number I can write as 3.3 bar. Understood? Have you understood this point? Right? Now see, if I can represent this as 3.3 and this is 10K on the right, if I'm multiplying both sides on 10, it won't make any difference if I multiply both sides on 10. What I will do, I will subtract this with this. So this is K and this was 0.3 bar. If I subtract these two, so this becomes 9K, okay, and this becomes 3. Okay, this 3 continuous 3 infinite times, this continuous 3 infinite times will get cancelled, right? So this is 3 is equals to 9. If I take 9 this side, so this will become 3 by 9 is equals to K. So K will become 1 by 3. Okay, and this is which form? This is the P by Q form. This is the P by Q form. Where what is P? P is 1, where Q is 3. Okay, just copy this. I will give you one more example. Copy this. I will give you one more example. Fine. Okay. Let's see one more example on this. In this case, I have taken 1 recurring. Next case, I will take 2 recurring. Let's take 2 recurring. So let's take a simple example. I will take. I will take 1.45. Okay. Let's take 1.45. Okay. Now what happens? This, how many terms are recurring? How many terms are recurring? In this case, these 2 terms are recurring. The 2 terms are recurring. Fine. So what I will do? I will assume this as K. I will multiply with both sides. I will multiply with K into 10 to the power 2 because 2 terms were recurring. So this will become 1.45 recurring into 10 to the power 2. So that means left side it will become 100K, and on the right side it will become 145.45 recurring. This step I hope everybody is able to understand. From here, how am I getting? Okay, from this step to here, everybody understood? How am I getting here? Fine. Now next part. From here, this thing I will subtract the original number. So if I will subtract minus, so original number was k is equals to 1.45 recurring. If I subtract these two, this will become what? This will become 99. Okay, and on the right side, what will it become? 144 point, and because this recurring is continuous and this recurring is continuous, so this becomes 0. Fine. So, oh, sorry, this is k. So this on the left side it becomes 99k, and on the right side it becomes 144. Okay. So if I'll write k is equals to 144 by 99. 144 by 99, and because this is 8 9, this is a multiple of 3, and this is a multiple of 9 also. So this is 9 11s, and this is 9 1 9 6. So this is 16 by 11. So k becomes 16 by 11. 9 1s are 9, 9 6 are 54, and 9 11. So this number 1.45, where 45 is recurring, is nothing but 116 by 11. Okay, so this number becomes 16 by 11, where what is p here is 16, and what is q? Q is 11. Fine. So that means every number which is of this form can be represented as p by q form. Okay, suppose the number was 1.235, and this was on recurring. Number was something like this. Then what we will do? How many numbers are recurring? How many terms are recurring? 2. Still 2 terms are recurring. Okay. So what I will do? I will again multiply this with 100. So this was equals to k. Okay. Again I will multiply with 10 to the power 2. 100. So this becomes 100 into 1.235 recurring is equals to 100 into k. Okay. And then after this, what will I get? If I multiply this with 100, so this 100 when it gets multiplied, so this this becomes 123.5. This becomes, when I'll multiply this term with 100, so this becomes 123.5, and 35 gets recurring. Just check from here to here. Yes, everyone, fine. This decimal values shift to 2 points. So this here, this becomes, so this is, and this becomes 100k. Now the next step, what will I do? I will subtract. So this is minus k and minus 1.235 recurring. So what happens? This recurring and recurring gets cancelled. So this will become 122.3 is equals to 99k. Fine. And then I will bring 99 this side, and I'll bring 99 this side, and it will still be the same. So this will become 122.3 by 99 is equals to k. Right? So this, if I'll take this point out, so this becomes 1223 by 990. Here what is p and what is q? Just simplify. Okay, everybody understood? Fine. Now I'll give you a homework question. Now that means every such kind of number you can represent. Every such kind of number you can represent. Okay. Now tell at home as homework, think about this. 0.9 bar, 0.9 recurring. Okay. Try to represent this as P by Q form. This can also be represented in P by Q form. Yes, this can also be represented. Now this is a homework. Think about it. Try to represent 0.9 bar in P by Q form. This we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, fine. So that's all for today. Just check the notes once again, and the remaining we'll do tomorrow.